Hello everyone, good evening. So this time tech check was successful. We have a working stream, a working computer, everything's fine. Wanna thank you for coming to the stream tonight. A couple of people have already joined. We're waiting a couple of minutes, gonna chat until yeah, probably quarter past, and we'll start with the program. How's everyone doing? Let me know. I've seen Alexander is here. Rob already joined. A couple of people. Let me know in the chat. We have also important news. We have a giveaway going on. You can join if you watch from Twitch. So a couple of people are watching on YouTube, and a couple of people are watching on Twitch. So if you want to participate in tonight's giveaway, you need to watch from Twitch. Instructions are already in the chat. And then you can earn nozzles, which are the loyalty points that we're using here to basically give it. It's ultimately given to you every 10 minutes. You can earn 5 nozzles, and you can use those loyalty points on Twitch to enter the giveaways that we are running whenever you want. So if you say tonight's giveaway is not for me, then you can basically keep your stockpile of nozzles for the final one for March, which actually I missed to announce, but we'll talk about that tonight. So next week is another stream where we're gonna give away the March giveaway. And tonight we'll have a little surprise box. That's something that we'll talk about in a minute. Just want to know from you now, is the stream working fine for you? How are you doing tonight, or in the morning, or lunchtime, wherever you are watching from? Here in Germany it's 9 p.m. in the evening, and getting late. Hey, from Canada. So probably for you it's 3 p.m. or something? Great. So let's turn down the music even a bit more. After that 1 p.m. Okay. That's like, is that Arizona time? Could be, right? It's not Pacific time. I see. Okay, great. Let's talk about a little bit about progress. So far, last couple of streams I've been working on this printer here, the V100. When we left the last stream, I was not yet finished with the cable management, tidying up the wires. So it looks quite a bit better now. So I have basically done the backside, so we have nothing in the way, and also the tube here at the top, so nothing is dangling around. Still, I have this little touchscreen issue where the touchscreen is basically acting like something's touching. I've removed it from this little case here. I've removed it from the holder just to see whether that is the root cause, and it seems once it's not in this plastic holder anymore, in this plastic frame, it doesn't have these kind of ghost touching effects. So it definitely must be this frame. There's somewhat pressing on the screen randomly. So that's basically what happened since last time with this printer. I've already started building some profiles for this printer in Orca Slicer, just to make some profiles to print faster, some profiles for quality. And yeah, as long as the new version isn't yet finalized, I'm just gonna use it occasionally. I think it's not gonna be my main printer. It's more like my kind of a nice experiment to build this printer. It was a nice journey to do this. But as soon as we have the version 2 final plans, final parts list announced, I'm going to start disassembling this one and building the bigger one, which is supposed to have a print bed that is significantly bigger. I'm not sure about the print height, if that's so much bigger, but yeah, I think the print volume currently with 150 cubicle is a little bit too small for everyday usage. Carmen, hey, welcome, joining twice actually, from YouTube and from Twitch. Hey, you know what? I have got a hammer, this time a real one. But I was also thinking about, like, maybe we can do a 3D printed hammer that is actually working, and to test it out. At some point, this could be a nice project. There's only 4 people on Twitch. This is going to be an interesting evening because last time we had a giveaway going on, and I think 5 people were joining from Twitch into this giveaway, and Alexander, who won the previous one from February, was winning was already entering. I think everyone was entering with the same amount of nozzles, but Alexander won again. I mean, the probability was 20%. 5 people, it's 20%, and but he was nice enough to retreat from the giveaway and say, I'm gonna give it back. So what I did last time is I refunded everyone's nozzles. Yeah, what will Alexander win today? No, he said he's not gonna enter for today, so it's good. Someone else will get it. We're gonna make sure we can also draw another winner if we have to. So yeah, that's how it's gonna go for tonight. We don't have so many people watching tonight. Let's see how that goes. And my job tonight, this evening, is we're gonna unbox the Voron 0.2r1-S1. I also have the surprise package from last time here. Maybe we're just gonna go through the things that are in there, but maybe we're just gonna keep it as a secret and give it to someone and we don't tell what's inside. Okay, so I'd say without further ado, let's talk about the Voron 0.2. So I've got this kit. I think it was actually the Black Friday sale last year where I purchased this kit. Did have almost 0 time to build it, and the next plan that I have with this is really we're gonna unbox and take a look at all of the parts, and we're gonna do the color selection. I have prepared a couple of test prints with ABS. I don't know, like 14 different colors, something. And we're gonna take those and decide on the final color combination. Essentially, if you're building a Voron printer, there's gonna be like 2 colors mainly used, or actually it's 3 colors. There's the frame color, and there is the main color, which is, for example, the connecting corner pieces or the skirts. And then there is an accent color, which is used to generate some contrast in the parts that you want. Voron has a kind of a predefined set of accent parts which are printed in the accent color, and also tells you and suggests you what parts to print in a default color. And we're gonna see which colors fit to this frame, because this frame is supposed to be space gray, and I don't know exactly how that's gonna look like in real world. But let's see what's in the box. So, documents, interesting. Let's see what that is. That is probably going to be some, oh yeah, giveaways, stickers. Okay. Kit serial, probably not the printer serial, but there's a little badge here that has a number on it. I'm curious if this is supposed to be this printer serial number or just a kit serial number. And there's the parts that are in this kit. So we have a list of things that we should find in this box. So probably gonna double check once we have done the unboxing. So let's see what else. So first of all, an important detail about this version, which is coming from LDO, the latest version, uses the Revo hot end for the nozzle or the hot end kit. And that is an interchangeable nozzle swapping or an interchangeable nozzle system where you have basically the hot end throat and the nozzle tip combined into one part. And if you want to change out the nozzle, you just have to unscrew this while the printer is cool, and with, of course, with no filament loaded. But you can just basically just take it out. You don't have to hot tighten that, because these two parts, which are normally connected during a hot tightening procedure, they are already welded together or pressed together, so there's nothing that needs to be hot tightened. So you can just remove it and screw in the new one. Super easy. You won fair, yeah. Tutum Carmen says, why not participate in the giveaway when you have won last time? Yeah, I think Alexander was super fair. But yeah, I mean, if he wants to enter tonight and still wins, then no one can stop him. So this is the E3D hot end kit. Good. What else do we have here? A power cable, a power cord, so just default computer power cord. Linear rails kit. That is for, a good question. This looks like the short versions. That's probably for the Z-axis. Let's see. Then we have something bigger here. This looks like the acrylic panels. Then we have a build plate, and that is probably quite small. Let's see. It's most likely as small as the Z100. I think if I'm not mistaken, this is also just 150. Yeah, look how tiny that is. It's even smaller than the V100 build plate. This is the V100 build plate. It has 150 millimeters XYZ, and this is, I think it's just 12 or something, 12 centimeters or 120 or even less. Yeah, isn't that beautiful? Sweet little printer we're gonna build. Sweet little printer. So the heated bed, cable chain here. My resin printer's build plate looks bigger than that. Yeah, I can imagine. This is the Voron 0.2 is not a big printer. It's more targeted towards printing super fast. So we have the build plate here. Electronics. What I like a lot about this kit, when we're since we're now taking out all of these little boxes, is that everything is labeled pretty nicely, so you can know exactly where you find the parts. Here we have the electronics. We have a Big Tree Tech SKR Pico. That's actually the same mainboard as in the Z100 build. It's a printer you can hide from the wife. Exactly. Yeah. No, this is not the giveaway for this week. We're building. This is my next project, actually. We're talking about the giveaway in a second, once more people have joined. So this seems to be electronic pieces, mainboard, fans, some micro switch and screws, cable, zip ties and PTFE tube, and the power switch. Okay, so that's at least a couple of electronic parts, probably not everything. Come on. So I'm just checking the contents of the kit so that we have everything is there. This is cable organizer. Actually, this is probably one of the most ugly pieces, but yeah, quite useful to organize your cables. What do we have here? This seems to be the power supply. Yes. Tiny power supply. Little box here. What else do we have here? Frame kit. I think this is going to be the thing that we're gonna look at for the color selection in a second. The PCB, the picobellical kit. I think this is. Yeah. Let me see. It's hard to see what's inside. The tool head, yeah, picobellical tool head PCB and frame PCB. So this is also electronics for the tool head. And the cable kit, which is basically all of the cables that we need to connect everything together. Good. What else? Fasteners, tools, miscellaneous pieces. Yeah, some tools, fasteners, and all kinds of screws and T-nuts. Good. And Kirigami bed mounting. That's a special thing about the new version, is that it has the Kirigami bed mount, which is a kind of an aluminium one-piece bed frame, super lightweight. And that's new with this version, and yeah, it's really super lightweight. Supposed to be making printing faster, even easier. There's no spool of filament coming with it. Yeah, I was also wondering, is there some spool? Is there some example filament? No, it's not. But I mean, we have plenty of filament that we can use. Cable kit, another cable kit. I think this is the second set of cables. Bead pad cable, power supply cable, and sleeves. And tool head. I see this is the bearings. Tool head kit. Movement, like I think these are idlers. Yeah, there we go. We have the LDO, the Bondtech dual gear extruder pieces here. And I think these are the idlers with more or less the belt drives. Then we should have the motors in the last package, which I was missing. Still the motors. This is the motor kit. And yeah, we have three. We have the bigger motors here for X and Y. We have this small pancake motor for the extruder. And this is probably the Z drive. Yeah, which is already attached. There's also already the lead screw attached. So that's basically everything. It looks like a lot of parts, but it's actually, if you see the final printer, once we've built it, it's gonna be very tiny. Super, super tiny. So that's the project for the next couple of streams. What we'll do now is we're gonna take the frame kit and we make the color selection for all of the printed parts that I still need to do by looking at some sample filament. I'm really curious how the frame pieces look like. So this is space gray, so I'm gonna take out a couple of these extrusions to see a little bit better. I want it! Let's see. My wife likes the K1C, and so if I play my cards right, might be the next printer. Okay, I see. Clever. Porphyrius, hi. Welcome to the stream. It's good that a lot more people are now coming over to Twitch because honestly, my plans for Twitch are I want to have most of the streams running over Twitch. We're gonna continue streaming on Twitch and on YouTube in parallel for sure. But all of the games, giveaways and the interactive parts are gonna be only on Twitch because that's, first of all, it works. On YouTube, a lot of the things that I tried aren't working. For example, this loyalty point system doesn't work and we have no, we cannot connect it. We have to choose basically where we go with this, and that's why I've said we're gonna do it on Twitch. So again, if you want to participate in any of the giveaways tonight and next week, start watching the stream from Twitch. Check out how it works by looking at the giveaway page, and I'm gonna post this also on YouTube for you. This is the command, but I'm also gonna copy this link over to the YouTube chat. So if you want to join the giveaway, check out that page. All of the instructions are on that page. The date is wrong because it's still the old date from the last giveaway that we are basically repeating tonight. And if you're hopping over, I am not getting nozzles. Every 10 minutes you get 5. So probably if you just started watching, you will have to wait a little bit. Yeah, that's how it works. Basically, I've said it multiple times, all of the giveaway stuff only works from Twitch. Just wait a couple of minutes. If you want to know how many you have, you can just say nozzles exclamation mark nozzles like this, and you will see how many you have, and then you can enter. If you want to know how it works, all of the instructions are on that page that I've just posted. So we'll take a look at the extrusions and we're gonna figure out which color will fit best. So this is a little bit dark, I guess. Let's see. What can we do? Can probably bring it up a bit. Let's see. Still too dark. I think this is better. Represents much better the real colors. So this is space gray. So it's not exactly aluminium color, but it's a little bit darker and has a more shiny surface. So what colors could fit for this frame? And you can imagine how large the printer is going to be. This is actually the longest extrusion, and this is about how long? 20 centimeters. 20 centimeters long. These are the longest extrusions on this printer. Okay, so this is the color, and I have printed out a bunch of Voron 2. These are not Voron 0.2 stealth burner covers, basically front pieces, and I think we're gonna sort them a little bit by the type of surface. So this is more, I think this is stainless steel, this is silver, this is bronze, copper, and we have a couple of more industrial looking colors, industrial orange, industrial red. I think this is more the shiny, the glittery red. This is the industrial red. Let's put them here. I'm gonna zoom out a bit for a little more space here. So these are more the red section of colors. You have white. Now it's too bright. That's better. And then we have, I think this is also a dark gray, dark metal. And we have a industrial teal, industrial blue. This is some kind of transparent version of blue. So it's more transparent and a little bit darker, more reflective. We have these kind of industrial greens and teal colors. Some of them are having a little bit of a sparkling effect, little bit of glitter. I think they call it Astro. So all of the Astro colors have a little bit of a glitter effect, but you only see this if you really look close. So this is, for example, Astro Blue, and this is the Candy Blue. And it has a little bit more shininess. It's more light can pass through. This is all the colors that I printed so far, and I wanted to figure out which combination will fit best to these space gray frame pieces. This is all ABS. All of these pieces are ABS. That's also why I moved all of my printers out of this studio, because I was printing all kinds of ABS pieces in the last couple of weeks, not only these toolhead covers, but also other ABS pieces. And even though Nobufill claims that their material is at least less, it stinks less, but it still has some kind of odor that's noticeable. And if you print a lot of this material, it's basically you don't want to be in that room anyways. Like, even though it's like you cannot notice it so much, it's still not healthy to print ABS and without any filtration system. So what I did is I moved all of my printers over to the workshop and also installed an air filtration system, and then printed all kinds of ABS parts. These parts and other ABS pieces, for example here, this whole frame for the V100 is also printed in Nobufill ABS and super sturdy but also temperature resistant in a way that if your printer is enclosed like this one, it's highly recommended, because otherwise if you print this stuff for the Voron in PLA, over time these pieces might start warping because of the color, because of the temperature inside of that little box getting too high, and then yeah, you're not gonna have very much fun with that. So what is the options that I see? I think I want to have some kind of main color that fits the space gray, and if we look closer, don't want to have it too dark actually. And there was also some pictures of the Voron that was having some white pieces. So for example, the hot end was white. I think this would work better if this was a black frame. Then we would probably use a white accent color, but I think this doesn't really work so well. Actually, I would probably go with something else. So what is your ideas? What do you think? The darkest, so we have two colors. Basically, we can have, if these pieces come together, I can show you some images from Voron, how the final printer looks like. Maybe we can then imagine a bit better how this could work. Let's see. I'm gonna bring it up in a second. So this is the version that they had on their website on 3D Jake. This is actually our frame color now. This is the space gray, and their version is black corners and white accent. But I think that is a little bit too, yeah, I think too serious and too boring. Right, so we could go with something else in a way that we have main color choice for the corners and basically all of the connecting pieces and the moving pieces here and the scan-tree. We could also choose something more colorful, but then the accent color should kind of fit it in a way that it's maybe the contrast color for that. So let's look again. The darkest blue is actually, we have a good example how that looks like. The V100 is printed in this dark blue. This is the color that I used for the V100 frame. And I used I think it was the bronze for these front pieces here. Looks pretty nice, but if I'm honest, I don't want to have a second printer with the same color combination. So maybe not going with this color here, because I have this other printer already in the same color, but I mean, we can still keep it. Let's say this is probably not in the game. I still think that the bronze fits this. This could be a nice exit color, right? If you look at this, it matches pretty well, right? So this kind of looks pretty, I would say, exclusive, right? Maybe also this one here, but I think the bronze is actually more, yeah, looks like a very expensive printer. What else could we do? Like, I think all of these gray shades, this is silver, this is, I think, aluminium, and this is, let me see, I think this is aluminium, this is silver, this was, this is the sparkling one. I think this is steel, and I think this is space gray. Or Astro Gray. And because Alexander is mentioning that printing the ABS isn't that complicated actually, if you have an enclosed printer. So the Voron is definitely capable of printing ABS. This specific type of material is a mixture that is advertised to be less likely to warp and definitely can confirm that this is the case. I have tried printing this material without an enclosure, which is normally not recommended for ABS. The Noble Fill, at least for smaller parts, like nothing bigger than 10 centimeters in each direction, I can confirm that it is actually less likely to work. It's warping less than normal ABS. But as soon as you enter some bigger prints, for example, I've tried to print frame parts for the V100. Initially, I tried to print them on an Ender 3 just to test out how much warping we will get for this type of ABS without an enclosure, and it didn't really work because at some point, especially when the print, like when we reach the higher levels of the print, the higher layers, the material starts shrinking because of the environment temperature dropping. Basically, the parts cools down, and that means if you have that kind of an unequal temperature distribution in the part, so very hot at the bottom and then actually very cool at the top, it starts shrinking unequally and like basically starts warping upwards from the build bed, and that's what you will get definitely if you have bigger pieces, even though this is less likely to do for small pieces. But as soon as you like really use a full Ender 3 build plate and the part is getting higher, it's definitely gonna warp anyways. So without an enclosure, it's still not really gonna work. Yeah. Exactly. There's materials that are better for this. Maybe like the Noble Fill. One thing that was intriguing me to use this type of brand is that they are using recycled plastic to make these materials, which is kind of more environmental responsible, or like, how would you say? Yeah, I mean, like, interesting enough, they're using recycled plastic from industry waste. So not the stuff that you would throw into the garbage at home, because that is most likely all kinds of different plastic. Although we are collecting that at home, packages from, I don't know, food and stuff, is all kinds of different plastic types. And most of the stuff in Germany gets just burned in the factory to generate heat and energy. And but the industrial plastic is collected a lot different, because industrial plastic has to be recycled very much. Each material has to be collected separately. If companies want to basically dump it, they have to be very selective and make it already pretty much sorted. Because for them, getting rid of the plastic is a lot cheaper. So if they would try to throw away industrial plastic in an unsorted fashion, it would be so much more expensive. So that's why industrial plastic is already pre-sorted a lot better. And that's what they use. Interesting enough, they don't recycle their own plastic. I asked them if they would take back all of the waste that I generate by printing anything with their material, and currently they don't recycle their own materials for whatever reason. I didn't get that information yet. But anyways, I think it's still more sustainable to use these kind of recycling plastics. And yeah, another little detail was I've printed all of these pieces on the K1C, and I had not a single failure, right? Normally, like if you print like 15 different pieces and 15 different colors, and you do all of kind of color swaps and all of the stuff, and you print, like basically you swap the filament every single time, you could kind of maybe expect that something fails at the point, but honestly, no single failure. So that's surprising, but that also speaks for the printer that it's actually not so bad. So color selection, I would say, kind of want to have something unique. I'm not going to go for the the choice that 3D Jake has on their website, and maybe also not for the default that Voron has. So black, white, maybe not so much, kind of boring. This is a special one. I was thinking about it, does it make sense? This looks like some transparent, actually it's supposed to be glow in the dark material. Didn't fully test it out yet. I think you need very bright light shining on this material in the first place before you can see the effect. So probably also not something that we're gonna use for this specific build. And then we have some interesting colors, and like especially these two colors here, which are half transparent, I would say. So interesting. And then we have all the industrial colors, I would say. Industrial green. Still missing yellow, but I think I'm not going to use yellow anyways. ABS also prints good on Bambu Lab, right? Sure. I've been printing ABS on Bambu Lab printers. But all of these parts here, specifically these tool head covers, have been printed on the Creality K1C that I'm currently testing. So currently finishing my review for the K1C, and that was a perfect way to test long-term results with ABS printing on the K1C. And as I said, like, what's good results. I'm happy so far. So what do you think? Should we go for something more industrial, Mike? Or should we at least choose some kind of metallic color like bronze or copper for the accent color? I mean, I can imagine it's going to be difficult to find a good match for the main color. Let's say we choose bronze as the accent color or this kind of copper. I'm not sure which kind of these colors would look decent, honestly, in the combination. Probably it's not really working. So I would say like a combination of some gray with some shiny color would work, but nothing like with this material here, with this kind of, I'm not so sure. Deep red. So this one here, what was that? What is that color? I think that is Astro Red, yeah. Astro Red. This is Astro Red, so it has this kind of dark red, but it has a little sparkling effect. So if you go very close, you can see there is some glitter material in the filament that makes it look a little more interesting from close up, at least. You can guess maybe how that looks like. We have the same type of material here. This is Astro Green. Also, this is more like an industrial green, but there's also this glitter effect mixed into the material. And for contrast, for like comparison, this is the, I think this is the industrial, how's it called? Let me see. This is industrial turquoise. Fits probably this tools here. This is actually supposed to be matching the Vera tools, which is a pretty well-known brand in Germany for tools, and they have these grips. This is supposed to be that color. Actually, that's why they made this color. I was like, the story behind this material is actually they wanted to have something that fits these typical tools from Vera, and I think it fits pretty well. Yeah, Vera green. So we could make a printer that looks like Vera green. Like how much? I mean, this would mean if we go for that, we would have the frame parts, which basically represent the steel shafts here of the screwdrivers. Fits not perfectly, but goes into the right direction. We could have the Vera green and we could have some kind of accent color, but my problem is I don't like so much going for black. That's my only thing here. Why the multiple colors? Cause that's quite cool. There is a color configurator for Warrants. So can you point where this is? Can we take a look? I can find it maybe. Color configurator. Yeah, I've seen one that's looks very funny. If you look at this example here, was it this one? No, it was, I think it was this example here. This is like, they used all kinds of different colors for this printer, which looks, I don't know, it looks quite, it looks interesting, but also kind of inconsistent in terms of like, what do you want? What's the purpose of this printer? Is it kind of supposed to be funny? Is this a circus? My goodness. Here we go, 3dprintercolorconfigurator.com. Okay, let's see. Let's go. We have, I mean, we have a lot of colors here. What's happening? Choose type of tool head. I think we have mini stealth burner. Not sure, standard probably. What end is Vivo? Panel thickness, I have no idea, honestly. Okay, primary color. So I think I'm not so much a fan of white, but we could say the accent color is maybe something like our industrial. Do we have that here? Industrial gray, green. Does it change? Not really. Why? Okay, let's try again. Let's try again. I think this didn't work. So let's say we take the primary color, something like the blue. I think a couple of you wanted to try out the blue, so let's go for blue. But I'm wondering, like, is it not reflecting this now? The configuration will reset after submission. Why? Grab to rotate, drag colors. I mean, why? This is probably not what I... Maybe just drag the color. Where can I drag it? Can I drag it to the frame or somewhere? Frame color. Frame color is, I think it's something like this light gray, metallic light gray, something in that direction. Metallic silver or something is the color. Primary color. Oh, nice. Blue? Yellow. First accent color, second accent color. Where is the second accent color supposed to be? Okay, this is for the grip of the door, obviously. What else? Spool holder, maybe? Okay, I mean, anyways, you can always change that yourself and say, I want to print this in a different color. We could say we have the... This is probably more like... This is probably the Vera green. So this would be the combination of Vera green, somewhat the green together with our space blue, or how's it called? Not space blue, but astro blue. Eight accent colors. And I don't want to do this, like I don't want to have it too colorful, but this is very much going into the V100 direction. The question is, shall we maybe try out a couple of other base colors for the primary? So we would go for dark gray, that's a little bit boring. Black, of course, is an option, but it's too dark. Some kind of gray, silver. This kind of combination looks nice, but it's, of course, very industrial. What else? We could also try out red. If we go for one of the red colors, the dark red. This is obviously a little too bright, but we have maybe other options. Deeper. This is more like the Astro Red color for Stealth Burner and Astro Gray for the main parts, and then we have Astro Gray combination, but that is not very much a contrast, right? It's not so much of a contrast. There's no darker gray here, unfortunately. And the other, the option is always to go for black, but that is Astro Black also has this glitter effect, right? We have the glitter. So it's not really black, but it has this kind of shininess. That could be an option. What do you think? Go for red or blue or green? This is the stuff that I have available now. I'm kind of tending to use the Astro Red in combination with either some gray or some black. Although I'm not the biggest fan of black, but I think the contrast for this steel material, for example, with the extrusion, that's not enough. We want probably more contrast. Another option could be we go for red and we combine it with this copper for the corners. So these two colors together could be interesting. If you think about that, take a look. We go for, do we have that here? If we go for the primary, something like a metal, bronze, and in combination with the red, that could look quite interesting and pretty exclusive in a way that it looks. Could be an interesting color combination. I think the other red here is too bright for that kind of combination, and this one is, it looks interesting, candy red, but then I would choose something else for the main color. So this is the idea. So we would have the bronze for the corners as the main color, and then we would have red for the accent. And I think that looks pretty much like a good combination. Fits well together. What do you think? Kind of like it? Tutankhamun still likes the blue. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I mean, the blue is not bad. Can we just, like, maybe just open a second one? Let's just do a second one. So we could go for the blue. Come on. Ah, this is with 7 accents. I think it's too much for me. I would keep it with 2 colors or something, or 3 accent colors. Second accent color is already something I would think about. Yeah, maybe for the front door. So let's see. We have we said we use the blue. The question is, should we use the blue for the primary color? So for the corner pieces, the connectors and stuff, we could use the blue. This is probably like this one a little bit. Yeah, so this could be the blue corners. And then we could use, what is a good combination? Blue with bronze works, of course, but we had the same, I mean, this combination was exactly what we used on the V100, right? So maybe we don't want to do that one more time. We want to find another. If we go for the blue, we could use a different second color. So let's see. If we use white is, yeah, I don't know. White is maybe a little bit boring. We have, how does industrial green look with the blue? It's not exactly the same color. It's not really matching, but maybe something like, maybe find a better one that fits a little bit more. Grass green, maybe. I'm not sure. Neon fluorescent green, grass green. It's very similar if you ask me. So this could be blue with the Vera green. Not too bad, actually. Not too bad. Blue and copper. Maybe let's try copper. Blue and copper. Copper. This is bronze. Not sure. I mean, this is still quite similar. Yeah, this is something like this. I think actually the copper is more like the bronze. In the real world, this is copper. It looks more like that. It's difficult to find the exact match, but you can imagine. Metallic gold. No, not really. So let's say we go for, come on, we go for something like this. Come on. So we have these kind of, these are the two that we currently have. We have the blue together with copper. So these would be the 2 colors in the real world. Blue, copper. And the other 2 are bronze with the Astro Red. So we have these pairs basically. See, I think we have, this is one pair that we made. This is the second pair that we have as an option, I guess. The other ones are pretty much super bright green, very like orange. Bronze and red looks too Iron Man. two Iron Man. But why not? Yeah, I mean, you always have to imagine that this is the frame color, right? So this is always the same. So it needs to kind of fit together, right? So we have these colors together with, I mean, these three together look pretty nice, but I agree it looks like Iron Man, but why not Iron Man style? Why not? Two Iron Man like. And the other ones here, I mean, still the bronze can also work, right? So that's why I like it so much on the V100. But I think, yeah, it could also be this kind of contrast. And still the option is for going for green, which is a little crazy, but is very much more like industrial style, right? It's more like, yeah, we have the tool style, and this is more like the exclusive style. The others here are probably more interesting for some details. And you can still use a little bit of, I don't know, stainless steel in a combination, some parts, or silver, right? Depends a little bit. I think this fits, but still. Iron Patriot, the blue bronze version. The Iron Patriot. Golden red. Iron Patriot, the blue bronze. I'm still hesitating for blue because honestly, yeah, we did use a lot of blue in real life. It doesn't, I mean, we can take a look again, right? If you look at the printer, how it looks like in the final version. Let's see if we can, want to show it to you. So this is the a better view here. Yeah. So this is the blue in real life, together with the bronze, or is it? No, I think it's the bronze, yeah. So this is how the printer looks like with the bronze, right? This is the V100. This is the combination. I think the blue is, it looks good, but it's also the kind of, it could be a little more, I don't know, interesting. Could look a little more interesting. And if you look at this, like it's standing on this, like it's not perfectly in the light, so it's just a little bit darker here. It doesn't look so interesting. I'm not sure. I'm not. I think it's not a bad color choice, but it's also not that you look at it and say, yeah, great, or it's kind of jumps into your face. I don't know. It doesn't. I did black with space, white for my V100. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think I'm looking for something that is a little more contrastful, more green and bronze any good. Maybe you would need to try that. Green and bronze. So this is bronze. You mean, the question is which type of green? We have three different, and we have turquoise, or how you would call that, turquoise. So this is bronze, and this is like the frog green, if you will. I think that's a little too extreme. And this is the industrial. Honestly, it's not really represented perfectly in the on screen. It's actually a little darker. Looks very bright right now for you maybe, but it's not that bright. It's a little less bright. This is the Astro Green. I think that is better. I think it fits better. And finally we have, I think this is not actually green, this is some, I think this is, what is this? How is it called? Where do I have it? This is industrial teal. Industrial teal, so it's more like teal. It's not really green. It's more actually some kind of blue. So yeah, I agree. It's like these two here. I would go with the alien green and white, but I like things vivid. Alien green? What's alien green? You mean this one? The alien green? Could be interesting. I think this is definitely the color that I want for the tool head. I think kind of made my choice here that we will go for something. We will go for bronze for the tool head. I think I'm pretty much decided on that. I like this color. And the corners of the printer is still my biggest struggle. The green is actually pretty nice. But we could do a little better, I guess. The blue still works because it's very much a perfect match. The red could also work. Then it would be reversed. Actually, it would be the reverse of this. We can just change the colors and swap the colors and say we're gonna go for bronze tool head and red frame. And I think that looks also pretty decent. But that is still like, that is of course Iron Man. The other red, bright red. Bright red? Let's see how that looks. The bright red. Actually, it's not that bright. It's. I think we have a little bit too overexposed here. Just a tiny bit less. So this is more. Yeah, this is more accurate. In the real world, just imagine we have that for the corners, and then we have the bronze here. Like the metallic red. This is actually not metallic. This is pure red. There's another one. This is half transparent. Candy red. Candy red is a really interesting color. This is somewhat transparent. Has an interesting shine, and you can look through the part partially. There's the same for blue. This is the candy blue. So we could go for some kind of like these kind of candy colors. And there's also candy green. I don't have candy green at the moment. I think I've ordered it, but it's coming. But yeah, why not these two colors here? You mean these two? I'm kind of tempted to do this. Because if you think about, if you have the skirts and all the stuff like kind of half transparent, and we put some LED lights behind that, it could be looking pretty great. So let's make a decision. They look good together. The candy ones would look lit by a LED. Exactly. If we have some backlit, we can try that. Actually, we can put a little bit of a light here. Let's put this here. See what I mean? Well, that's maybe too bright. That's for the camera. It is too much. So, problem is obviously I have a camera, and the camera is overexposed. If you have any additional light, but this is how it looks. So you see, it's definitely lets light shine through. Same for the blue. So we can go for that, and this is of course not transparent. I'm curious. Let's go for, I would say, let's take this. Candy Crush color. We can, I mean, what else do we have as an option from the brand? I think we can check it out, because I'm working with NovoFill basically exclusively because I have all my profiles tuned in, so I don't want to go for another. I think Candy Ice Blue is another option. That is a little more. This is the one that I'm I'm getting this week. It's also a transparent light green, but I think it's too, yeah, it is probably too bright. It's not enough. Then we have, I think the colors that we have candy green. Candy green is something that I'm missing. I don't have that yet. Don't think that is too exciting. There's candy blue that we have, and we have candy red. So you see just from the photos, it looks a lot darker here, but in reality these are much brighter. Astro Black. I think most of the colors we've seen. Orchid Purple is, I think it's not available at the moment. So yeah, it is current choices that we made is some kind of red, fluorescent red or something like that, and this copper bronze. Let's go for that. Do a couple of different color glow in the dark ones. Yeah, the thing is, this one is supposed to be glow in the dark. I tried it, but it doesn't glow until you really have super bright light on it for a couple of minutes. So it takes a while until it really like starts fluorescing, and it's really only if you have complete darkness then you can see the color. Otherwise, it's kind of a shabby white, which isn't so interesting. If you compare that with the normal white, it's kind of a, yeah, now it's also overexposed, but this is the white, and this is kind of a, yeah, looks like it's maybe transparent, but it's not so fancy if you have, if it's not dark. Off-white, yeah, off-white. UV lights, yeah, you need to put it in the sun effectively. Can you put an LED on the print head and use one of the candies there? LED on the print head. could work, yeah. That would mean we would have to use, I mean, we could swap the colors basically. We could say we have the candy for accent. I think I had that before. We would have the candy red as an accent color like this, and we would have the frame in this color. I think that is still an option. We can still decide whether we want the red as the accent color, or if we want the bronze, or it's the bronze as the accent color. What looks better? You see here on screen, it is just the other way around. Link the LED on the heat nozzle so when it's heating, the light is on. So I think this is something still an option. But I think we're clear that we can make a choice now and say we're gonna use these colors here. Everything else goes back into the box. And I'm gonna put all of these on my studio wall. Just printing the mounts. That's also a little project on the little side project, is that I am printing a couple of, there's basically a pre-fitting, or there's a fitting piece here that we can print that slides to the back, and that has the IKEA Skadis hooks, so we can mount all of the tool heads here to the back wall. By the way, if you remember last time we were talking, we have a lot of progress now. I made a lot of progress. I think I've now printed how many pieces? I think 100 or something, combined with the side wall. And we still have to print around about think overall I still have to print 75 something, 80 pieces. So we're gonna cover all of the remaining space here. So we don't see anything anymore from this wood. Also we have to do some pieces here at the bottom end, so we don't also see that we use the, like if we use it here, we watch the camera right there. So I don't want to see that anymore. So I basically want to, like, I probably will have to exclude the power outlet, but I'm still want to cover all of this here. And then we have what you cannot see here. We have still a couple of pieces left over there. And then we have a corner here, which, like, basically the wall continues, it goes around the corner here in this direction. Currently not visible for you, but if we ever change perspective, like this one here, you will see it here. That is still remaining, so I'm gonna put also panels on this wall. And then we have like all kinds of places where we can mount stuff and attach stuff, and yeah, that's essentially the next project. I think it will take me another 2 weeks to print all of that. Probably in 1 week, next week, we'll probably have this piece here left. It's gonna be covered. We only have the right side left, which is not that important yet. The panels are made with a bio PLA, I think it's called Nice Bio or something from 3D Jake. So it's their house brand. Basically, it's I think it's just the material. I was looking for something that is, why is it German, by the way? Wasn't I think it's Nice Bio. Yeah, so it's not very cheap, but it's also, I've tested different materials and tested out different gray colors, and the website doesn't really represent this correctly, but basically this is kind of a color that I tried different colors, different grays, and the thing is, these different grays, they behave all differently if you have light shining on it. So it's like, some of the grays that I tested are reflecting, so they have kind of a shiny surface regardless how you print them, like same printer, same settings, same speed, kind of this shininess. So they kind of, if the light falls on it in a certain angle, you always see kind of a harsh reflection. This one was actually the only one that I was really satisfied how it reflects the light. Taking into account that we always use the same print surface. But this is kind of, it takes the light, and you can also use a color light, and it still works pretty nice, pretty good. Let's see. I think I can change that maybe. Yeah, for example, this one here. Yeah, so it doesn't really reflect so much. It takes the color and it will change the colors. Basically, the surface color will change without any huge reflections. So we can use color lights to change the background color at some point and say, yeah, we want to have some accent, but we don't have this kind of super shiny reflectiveness. It will help with acoustics also, might be. The good thing now is also we have I think 2.5 centimeters of space. So you see, this is the piece. So we have kind of 2.5 centimeters distance pieces here, which I added because I wanted to have space for cables. So we can now route cables behind the wall. And it's easy because if we want to add another cable, we just have to unscrew a couple of these, take one out, or take one row out basically, or we can also use cable mouse to essentially just pull it behind, and we can install LED strips. We can install, I want to install a screen or something. So we can put all kinds of electronic stuff on the wall. And long-term goal for me is that we are going to have some interactivity elements in the stream where you can basically use the chat and change something in the background, right? So maybe we can have some emojis popping up on a little screen, or we can have some kind of colorful lights if someone wants to cheer or donate something to the stream. Then we can have some kind of light effect going on or something. That's what I'm thinking about, and that's future. The STL file for this is available on Printables. I'm going to post the link. Let me bring it up. My models, SCADA's wall panel. This is the link. It is. It's currently a standard size, but I can also make different sizes. I have kind of a generator for that now. And you can also get, if you want, I can post different sizes. What I also did was this one here, which is basically holding the, can you see this now? There is 2 tube lights up here, and the tube lights are in place. They are held in place by these tube light holders, right? So if you want to have some tube lights and you just want to simply have them on the SCADA's wall, it works with all kind of different tube sizes. This is just basically just a studio light, 38 millimeters, but it will also work with different LED strips that, at least, like if you have an LED strip that's a tube, or you can put it on a stick or something, you can also just put it on top and just have it hanging down. There's different sizes, so different length if you want to have different distances. That's a very simple piece. That's also available here. Stinky bugs. Yeah, I think we don't actually have any bugs here. Fortunately, it's also not very warm where we are living, so it's also less likely that we have any kind of insects in our house. And again, goal is, and that's where you can also chime in and say, maybe homework for next week. Homework. Figure out what kind of SCADA's compatible printable parts we could use in the studio. Which one are, maybe you are using some of them already, maybe you have some ideas. Once this stream goes live on YouTube as a replay, maybe you just post some stuff that you like in the comment section. Because my intention is that we're gonna have all kinds of tools ready to use, the normal stuff that we always have to use when we build printers, and I don't know, glue stick, heat gun, all kind of things, but maybe also some lights, panels, LED. So if you have ideas, if you know stuff that you would want to have on a tool wall in a studio, just post it. Good, let's come to, I think, when we have made the final color selection for the Voron build. These 2 colors. Probably just the only thing to choose is which is the accent color, which is the main color. But yeah, I think I'm gonna make up my mind until next. A hammer holder, yeah, that's good. A hammer holder for a 3D printed hammer that actually works. So we need to design a good hammer. Actually, I was looking for hammer designs on printables or on other places, and all of these like hammer designs aren't really that functional. Honestly, they are more like 3D models of hammers, but not really supposed to be used as real hammers, because there's no weight in it, and it's definitely a way how to make a hammer 3D printed that has maybe some steel bolts inside, where the steel bolts actually kind of moving around, and once you hit the hammer down, the steel bolts fly into the same direction, push on the hammer head, and then make it actually working. I can imagine that could work. So we come to our giveaway for tonight. 9 people on Twitch watching. On YouTube there's also still a couple of people watching. So if you didn't see how this works, I'm gonna show it one last time. We can hit !! giveaway on Twitch, and you can see how this works. Porphyrios has just shown it to you. You just enter ! nozzles. You know how many nozzles you have. You can earn nozzles. Every 10 minutes you get 5 nozzles on Twitch while you're watching the stream. You can always check how many you have by hitting ! nozzles. And then you can spend the nozzles by saying ticket max. So, and ! ticket max. And what we have tonight, and you have to think about if you want to enter. You don't have to enter. You can also wait for next week, because next week we're gonna have another one. And as soon as we have done tonight's giveaway, I'm gonna announce the one for March, the final one. I can tell you it is this box here. This is the giveaway for next week. And we'll talk about it later. So I've put all kinds of stuff that I had in the studio in this little surprise box here. If you have been there in the last stream, you already know what's inside. It's a couple of things are useful for upgrading your printer, and also some tools, some electronics. So some stuff that is useful if you have a 3D printer and if you maybe want to take it and upgrade it a little bit. So, how does it look like? We're gonna go over to the public page of the giveaway. Let me see this. Here we go. So, surprise box, second draw. We have 5 people who entered into the giveaway already. This is the names. On the right hand side you can see we have currently 10 people on Twitch watching. So if you are interested in tonight's giveaway, you can now's your chance to enter by saying ticket max, like Tutum Carmen just did this in the chat. If you wanna do the same, just hit ! ticket max. Or if, let's say you have 100 nozzles and you wanna say, maybe not 100, maybe I'm gonna spend, I don't know, 50. Or you have like 500 nozzles and you want to spend 200, you can just say ticket 200. So don't have to do all, but you can also just say ticket max. Because next week we're going to have basically the same, going to have a new giveaway going, and you can earn nozzles for next week. Up to you. I'm going to close this in 30 seconds. And in 30 seconds, we're gonna draw the winner. So, if you didn't yet, go to Twitch. Of course, you have to have some nozzles from the previous streams, watching live. And I see the probability is, of course, depends on how many things you throw into the pot, but yeah. So does the 40 space 1/2 minus 1? I don't know. I can't actually tell you. I know that I am on first place because I have tested out to give myself some nozzles, but I'm not, of course, not participating. Okay, so still only 5 entries. We have to announce this on for next week, then we have more people joining. Nothing against you, you have the highest chances now. It's good for you. Okay. Spend all your nozzles. I'm clicking the button. Let's go. Okay, so no more entries now. Yes, draw a winner, and the winner is Tutankhamun. It wasn't actually a surprise. Why? Because, of course, the number of nozzles makes a difference. Let's move the window a little bit, honestly. Because the number also makes a difference, of course. Go away. So, and since Tutankhamun had probably the most tickets in the box, so to say, the probability of them winning is of course higher than someone who has only 7. But it's not 0, and it could also, it's completely random, right? In the end, it's gonna go over this whole pot and draw some of the one person basically out of this box, and it doesn't mean that just because you have 500 in is that you will win, but it's probably the probability is higher, right? But it's still fair, right? It could also be a person that only has 7, but it's not tonight. Good. Congratulations to the Garmin. I'm sorry, I'm very sorry that you didn't win a hammer. I mean, there was just not a hammer in this box. Alexander should have won. And he decided not to go, but it's all good. We have more chances coming up. Okay, so what are we doing next? Next giveaway. Tutankhamun. Gonna close it. I think we can finalize it now. Can we? Mark giveaway as complete. Okay. Yep. It's complete. So you're gonna see this also on the public page. And I think the name is also going to be there. Congratulations. Tutankhamun is the winner. Okay, next one. We're gonna arrange the shipment ASAP. I think the hammer is still, I mean, I'm wrong, I'm mistaken. Hey, it's actually not right. In this box, there is the 3D printed hammer from last stream. You remember that? It's still in there. Like I actually put it in. Okay, so, but it doesn't look so good. I think it was the print settings were just screwed up. Anyways, it's a nice memory from that. Good. Next one is this giveaway here. Gonna arrange a shipment to Tutankhamun. Now, as if you had known it, Porphyrius, I think you were. No, it doesn't matter if you are a moderator or not, because if you're watching, right? And I don't care. So we'll chat in the Discord. Personally, I enjoy everyone coming to the stream, and I don't really make a difference if you're a moderator or not. Of course, I appreciate people who are moderating on the Discord server, but why should I exclude these people from the giveaways? Because the conditions of the giveaways are same for everyone. So it's I'm not favoring anyone here, because the only way to earn these loyalty points is by actually watching the streams live, and everyone has the same chance. So that's fair, right? Okay, and I think Porphyrius, it was you. We have a little laser engraver here. Laser Master or Tour Laser Master. It's a small one. I actually tested it. It was in one of my videos. Let me see when this happened. I think it's quite a while back. We have tested this. I'm gonna find the video. It's already quite a while ago. When was this? It was 2 or 3 years back. Doesn't mean that this is a bad device. I was recently going through my basement, and this is also why I'm doing kind of these giveaways, because I was sent so many things in the last couple of years. So many companies have sent me stuff. Some of the stuff I have tested. Some of the stuff was sent to me without me even asking for it, which is like what happens if you have a YouTube channel with a lot of people. So I'm super grateful, don't get me wrong. It's just not want to sound like I'm bragging about this. The downside of this is, first of all, it's a huge obligation to invest time into testing stuff, and sometimes I just didn't get to it. And sometimes the reality is I couldn't follow up on these kind of things. There was at some point too many things. And so some things are still here that I never touched and never opened. This was actually tested, and I was using it even Christmas. I was making some breakfast, how's it called? The breakfast wooden piece breakfast dish for my uncle. Uncle's birthday actually, and also Christmas. In combination, and it works fine. So it's like it's a really nice device. The good thing about this device is it's super compact. So it can basically doesn't take up so much space, and it is easily usable for things that are, I don't know, 15-18 centimeters of size, and it's usually enough for small engraving stuff. Okay, Alexander will win now. Well, let's see. It depends. Next stream is, because you were asking for it, the next stream is going to happen next Wednesday, same times. And then we'll give away this laser engraver. And I can tell you that we're gonna do, I think the surprise box was kind of an exception, because I had a little bit of, I had identified some pieces that I did want to give away anyways, so small stuff. We will do once a month, we'll do a huge giveaway for the next couple of months, printers and stuff. And so it really, it's worth it watching the streams, earning the loyalty points. And my second goal for this year is I want to stream more. So at some point, I think Porphyrius, you know how this works. I want to become at least affiliate with Twitch, so we can use more of these engagement tools. And then we can also have interactive elements in terms of chat controlling the studio. I'm kind of excited, chat trolling me by, I don't know, doing some weird stuff and enabling and disabling stuff in the studio. Maybe that's something that we want to do. Also controlling. Yeah, I can imagine at some point we can make chat control a printer in a way that you can, I don't know, send a print file to the studio with the chat and these kind of things. It's probably a little bit harder to implement because it involves some technical stuff, but I can imagine we can have these more, we can have more of these interactive elements, and I would love to do this on Twitch. And we have to use a bot, of course. We need to find something. The follow thing is automatic once turned on a previous stream. What do you mean? The follow thing is automatic once turned on a previous stream. You mean follow on Twitch, or what exactly? Follow button? Yeah, I think once you hit the follow button, it's basically just, I think you're gonna be notified. You click it again until you click it again, and the notification is the same. Okay. I see. I think for me it's enough if you go on Twitch and you... I think it's enough if you follow on Twitch. Is it? There is another button that, like, once you have, once you're an affiliate, you also can, like, basically subscribe, but that's different, right? Subscribing on Twitch means you're kind of becoming a member of, and Twitch charges you. Part of this is paid to the creators, so to me, and Twitch gets their revenue share. I think this is more like a subscription stuff. Yeah, I see. And you don't see ads anymore, yeah. Follow and notifications is toggle switch technically, yeah. But I think for becoming an affiliate on Twitch, you have to have, I think 50. I think that we have that already. If I'm not wrong, we have already done 50 followers. Or 47 actually. 3 people are missing on Twitch. 3 people should. We only need 3 more people, so we have enough followers on Twitch. Or 49 could be. And then I also need to stream, I think, a couple more streams per month. So 4 per month is not enough. I need to stream probably 2 times a week until I get to the status and stuff. I'm committed to do this because once we have that, we can, like, basically have more of these interactive elements, and we can custom emojis. As soon as we can have custom emojis, I want a hammer emoji, my friends. I want a hammer emoji and some others. Something like that, yeah. Probably not banned, but yeah, stream on 7 different days, reach an average of 3 viewers. I think that's absolutely doable. That's absolutely doable. So we already have that, or kind of already. We're almost there. But I think the only thing that is missing, I need to do a couple more streams per month. Great, but I want the emojis, because the emojis are, like, definitely more fun. And then we can also we need to tweak the stream chat a little bit here on the side. It's a little too small. We can have bigger emojis and stuff like that. So still improving the chat experience and the stream. But we're learning. I mean, every single week I'm learning something new, honestly. And this is a journey. Great, 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 great. Okay, so again, next week, gonna give you the laser engraver, and we have a project for next week, right? For next week, I wanna finish the middle section of the wall panels. I will probably move the Sovol out. In the meanwhile, I'm gonna, like, temporarily move out the printers, so I can work better. And I will also have to think about a couple of things that we want to mount to the walls. Next week I will prepare already a lot of the frame parts for the Voron, so that we can start assembling the Voron. I saw also that I need to print a lot of inserts for the extrusion, so these are little pieces that hold the screws in place, so, like, basically just 3D printed T-nuts. Have to double check whether they have included now the metal T-nuts or if I need to print the T-nuts myself. So I have to still have to do a lot of preparation, 3D printing for the Voron build so I can get started. Gonna kick the print off as soon as possible, so probably starting tomorrow I'm gonna fire up the printers and print all of the necessary first parts. And we're gonna take a look at the manual next week and the assembly instructions and walk through by one next week, starting the build. Pretty excited. These are mine at the moment. These are your emojis, right? I see. Didn't see you streaming for a while. Are you planning to do some streams in the near future? Porphyros, by the way, if you didn't know that, Porphyros has its own Twitch channel, but I'm not sure how. I didn't see him streaming for a while. At least maybe I missed it. But you streamed 4 hours ago. Was it you playing something? World of Warcraft? I see. I think we talked about that, and you were not streaming for a long time, and then yeah. Okay, I see. Getting back into the habit, I guess. Good stuff. Keep on doing this. Just pain, etc. Yeah. I think you had some trouble, right? Hope you're getting better. Okay, good guys. What about what should we do next? Next we're gonna start building. Please don't forget to help me selecting a couple of good add-ons for my studio back wall. I want to start. Basically, I want to have my tools on there. I have hot glue guns that I want to have there. I'm using them quite often. I want to have the basic tools, of course, like screwdrivers, hammer, scrapers for print beds, maybe some glue sticks, and ideally also some kind of little boxes where I can put some, I don't know, like you have all these little things, like maybe you have some screws, you have some, you are building something, let's say we have a current Voron build, maybe you're gonna put some of these screw bags in there, so we have like kind of a temporary storage solution for current projects, where we can have all kinds of different materials for a current project that we can temporarily store there until the project is done. LED strip stuff, thinking about that, maybe you can point me to some interesting snack holder. Here, Red Bull holder. Yeah, snack holder, coffee cup holder. LED stuff, yeah. I mean, what I can prepare, I have a bunch of LED strips just here. We can just temporarily just slide a few of these strips behind the panels, test out how that looks like. The problem with the only thing is with, like, if you look at this current setup, the problem with LED strips behind the walls is, since we have already these lights here, and we have, of course, studio lights coming from this direction, LED strip shining through here will probably not be so visible. So I can test it. I can just slide a LED strip behind the panels for next week to see if this works, but honestly, I have my doubts that we are actually going to see so much of that because we have pretty bright studio lights. So probably if you wouldn't have this kind of, you can probably not imagine how bright the lights are in this studio, but we need it for the cameras. The thing is that anything that is in concurrency or is basically concurring with the studio lights has to be so much brighter, otherwise you're gonna see that you're not gonna see anything, right? This is the topic. Maybe better if we take some LEDs and put them on top, or we can easily have some LED I don't know, shapes that we can light up using LED or RGB. So they are having a bigger chance of competing against the studio light. I cannot turn down the studio light. If I'm turning down the studio light, the problem is going to be that everything else is going to fall into darkness here. And it is just going to look very shabby in a way that, and also the cameras are going to have a harder time to if you turn down the lights, the noise on the cameras is increasing, right? Because the cameras are then trying to push up the brightness, and then you will have the effect that you're going to have a lot of camera noise, which is also not good. So it is kind of the trade-off between studio lights and additional contrast color lights. Even that here, right? This looks, it's actually on a very low brightness level. Looks pretty bright, but if we go for a color, it's very difficult. I have to turn, there's this compromise. We have to, I have to turn it down quite a lot. And it's actually supposed to be blue, but you see, it's pure blue, but you see it's super difficult to see the color actually, right? Because if you have it on very low level, it has almost no effect here. And if you turn it up, you can't really see the color so much. So it's like shining on the surface is actually even better, because now the panel is showing you the color. It's not the light source itself. And that's what I mean. If you put this behind, if you have the light source behind the panel, there's nothing reflecting off the color. There's no reflection towards the camera. It is only some holes where you see this light source, but the light source itself is not going to be so, actually you're not going to realize the color so much. You might see it now if you were here in the studio in real life, you will see it, because the eyes are basically just refocusing on that color source and then not seeing all of that surrounding brightness. But if the camera picks it up, it doesn't really work. That's what the problems are with real world lights as you perceive it with your own eyes versus cameras recording it. It's always a huge difference. But let's see, we can try out different things. How come you're only streaming at 1080p? Good question. Actually, I want. I think I'm gonna try to increase the resolution, if you will. The question is probably more like how much data bandwidth do I need if I want to go for a higher resolution? If I switch to 1440p, we can try. I mean, this is probably possible. Most people do 1440p with 6000. The question is probably, can I switch? Yeah, I would love to. On the other hand, what is a really downside is, or what's really a disadvantage of Twitch and any other streaming platform, they don't support better encoding, right? let's try what we can chat tomorrow. I think I'm gonna try it. Maybe we're just gonna try it next time if it works, how it looks like. Have a better resolution. Yeah, we're not gonna switch it right now. Okay, guys, for next week, I'm gonna send out the invitation. I'm gonna put it in the Discord channel as soon as possible. I'm going to set up a new giveaway tomorrow morning. And yeah, then we're gonna see each other next time. For the sake of creating more streams, I might stream before next Wednesday, once maybe. Just gonna stream maybe on Tuesday or on Monday. If I have some progress in the studio, we're gonna chat. Because first of all, we're gonna have another stream going, which counts towards the goals, and we can maybe chat a little more. And you can earn some nozzles. So see you next time. Have a good evening. Have a good afternoon. Good lunch. Thank you. Bye-bye.